Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. So the Closer here, ready to start the live stream of astrology and spirituality. Before you do so, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. And remember, if you want to book a service, personal consultation, natal chart reading, or tarot reading with me, use the links down below, the email and the link tree as well to know everything and to know how to contact me. So let's get started. Today we have the Sun in Taurus and the Moon in Libra, so all the focus are on our values, right? How are we expressing our values? How are we communicating? How are we strategizing? How are we envisioning ourselves doing, or how we are envisioning others reacting to our values? How are we feeling about our values? How we think others feel about our values, how we value others, how we think others value us. So everything is about values, pleasure, and you bringing forward, right, what you value and create a routine and pattern around it, right? Because these days, most people just have a job that doesn't really has nothing to do with their values. Some people even have jobs that go against their values. Right? So it's very important when you have the opportunity to do so, to start building, right? Because it takes time and effort, but it gets better and better, easier and easier to build something that can support you, maybe not right now, but in the short future, and then can support you and others in the bigger time frame that is about your values. And you can spend the most time possible in your values, because then of course you get tired, you get tired of doing anything, but it's a different type of tired. It's like you get satisfied, relaxed, inspired. You can come back at it again and again and again. It's not like, oh, I have to come back. Oh, you're not suffering. It's like, yeah, let's go back. And sometimes you get a bit like tired of it, because a spirit, when it spends too much time doing anything, it gets tired of it a little bit. But it's way different. It's like, okay, let's go back. Even in your mind, you might feel like, oh, I don't want to. But then when you're actually doing it, everything is just fine again, right? So today's focus, or the live stream, the focus of the live stream today is to understand what are you valuing, spiritually speaking, and then using your alignments, your sun, moon, rising, and then your Venus specifically, because the sun and the moon today are being ruled by Venus, how can you bring that forward? Or if you already have it, right, like in a more percentage level, how can you maintain it? How can you take care of it? And how can you protect it? And many times protecting your values is not like block them from others. It's actually using them or sharing that to others, but being strategical and smart about where and to whom you share your values. And then it's also about how much you share your values with, right? It's not just, oh, I will not share my values. No, you're not taking care of it. You're not protecting them, because in spirituality, it's all about accumulating stuff to make it grow and make it go further. So you need to use it. You need to use yourself, your desires, your values. It's just a matter of how you use it. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome, welcome. First and foremost, let's take a tarot card for today, right? Let's see how are the energies. So today still is Saturn day, right? In Pisces, sextiling the Sun in Taurus, in conjuncting the Moon in Libra. So perhaps you were misunderstanding certain feelings from you or others about reality, about routines and patterns, about the world in general, about society, about spirituality, about how the world is dealing with spirituality, and about certain manipulation tactics or sabotage moments, either self-sabotage or the external world trying to sabotage you. And we got two cards. I'll take the one that got face down, because that's more spiritual, that's more subconscious. Welcome to the stream, everybody. That's more under the rug, and that's what we want to know, right? And it is the Three of Cups, right? So, and this is more for the Moon in Libra, reacting to the Saturn in Pisces. I think I was more focused in that department when the card came out. Oh, of course, that makes sense. So this card is for the is for the moon and the other card is for the sun. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Right? The one face down is for the moon, the other face up is for the sun, internal and external, right? So for the moon in Libra in conjuncting Saturn, we have the Three of Cups, misunderstanding, new awarenesses about emotions, feelings, and the subconscious realm, or new awarenesses, new like aha moments about your internal realm or about others' internal realms is causing you to misunderstand your surroundings or yourself or your business or keyword your values, right? And about the Sun in Taurus sextiling Jupiter in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, I mean, we have the Seven of Wands, which is separating from old visions, feelings, imaginations, actions, expressions, passions, motivation, anger, frustration, creativity, and spiritual belief systems. So you have more space, more energy, and you can be inspired into creating new passions, new motivations, new aggressiveness, new frustration, new creativity, new expressions, and new spiritual belief systems, or new ways to act and express them in a more realistic, stable, but also relatable and sophisticated way. So don't allow the misunderstandings from your emotional realm or others' emotional realm to perturb this opportunity. The Seven of Wands is almost like 90% of the times a good card, a good omen, because as a spirit, you always want to create something new and better, right? We already created the mind, we already created the body, so every time we have, and the body takes some time to go away, the mind also takes even more time to go away than the body. That's why in a lot of religions, specifically in Catholicism, when somebody dies, you celebrate a ceremony 7 days after the person dies, because it's the necessary time for the spirit to leave all the minds it created. And why it's 7 days? Because we have 7 main chakras, 7 main minds, and it takes 1 day for your spirit to leave, to take all his belongings. It's like when somebody breaks up and now you gotta take your shit out of the house. It takes all that time to take all your shit that you want to carry on to the next lifetime and then actually go, right? So it's the Seven of Wands represents not that, but is in that alignment. It's in that line of perspective and thought, which is basically like a new journey, you relieving yourself, elevating yourself, feeling lighter, feeling more excited. Now, if you are a spirit that is more lost into animalistic human natures, the Seven of Wands will still be good, but it can look bad. It can feel bad because you don't want to detach, you don't trust yourself, so you don't know if you can do better, if you can start all over again. You are not sure about the future because you were so comfortable and safe in whatever you were attached to that you don't want to let go and move on. But that's the best for you. It's always best for you as a spirit is to move on and creating something new and creating something better, because if you are on the right track as a spirit, you're always growing. So your previous forms cannot hold you anymore, and you gotta move on for your own good. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a Dragon Oracle card to help correct anything weird and flunk out in today's energy, and always to achieve all possibilities in the best, more sufficient, sophisticated, and without spending so much energy way, right? Dragon Oracle card. There we go. Real quick. Golden Orange Dragon. Okay, so if the Golden Orange Dragon is asking you to be creative, see yourself and your creativity and your values, your gifts and talents, see it in a higher light, trust yourself, see yourself do some business through something that you value, through something that you enjoy doing, through something that you are creative to, and that you can bring pleasure, entertainment, or support to yourself and others, so that others can look at you and be like, oh, he's doing it. He's being himself and get shit done, being creative and business-like, so I can do the same. And then those spirits will forever help you because you help them when they most need it, because they lost themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's it for the tarot card, the energies of today, right? Some good energy, some good energy, right? Golden Orange Dragon, always a good vibe. Use your uniqueness, individuality, actions and expressions to express your creativity, your spirituality, your pleasures, your desires in a positive, good heart, good light way, right? So let's move on to the main point of the live stream, which is to know what are you valuing, what are you valuing, and as well how to communicate it, how to make some sense, and be practical and consistent with your values today. Not just today, but as long as the moon is in Libra and the sun is in Taurus, right? By the way, guys, if you want to share any experience in chat about your values, are you able to actually build on your values? You feel you're far away from that position, you don't know how to start, you don't know how to improve, you don't know how to go further, you think others around you can't relate to your values. You can always get a tarot reading with me to clarify that, right? So to know about your values or the things that you value, look at your Venus, look at what house you have Venus in, look at what house we have Taurus and Libra, right? And look at the alignment between Saturn and your Venus, because that will tell you how real you need to be to you and others about your values, right? And how can you build up something that can support you, be your image and be your status around your values, around your pleasures, right? Because like I said before, that's really important, right? If you don't die too early, you're gonna live at least until like 70, 80, 90 year old. So you have to imagine you spending all that time doing something, occupied with something that is about your values, right? That you can share your values with yourself and others, right? Because I think that like we see these old people, right? And they are like, it's like they lost their ability to process reality. It's like they're not even people anymore. It's so weird, right? And that's exactly because they spend a lot of time without being in their values. Valuing your creativity, spiritualship, and creating unique art for yourself and others. That's awesome. I felt great in my solar plexus when I read that. I felt great, actually. That's really, really good. By the way, guys, if you want some cool art and also some cool spiritual videos, check Darius YouTube. Click on the chat over there. It's great content. You better believe it. My point was that these old, because like it never really made sense to me, you know, how like a person is considered an old person, like 60-year-old or something or older, and they lost their ability to process reality. They lost their ability to like be a person. I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird, and it never made sense to me, you know. And then, you know, good game. Well played. Real shit. And the only explanation that I can come up with right now is that they just spend so much time surviving, right? That the world consumed them. The world consumed them, bro. There is no other explanation if you think about it. Instead of them using the world to have a good experience, they just got used by the world and they got drained like dry, you know? Because more rarely I've seen some good old people, like some good old people examples, like they're looking good, they can still talk well, They have their activity, like they have their activities. It's not they do something, they have their activities. Specifically speaking, they have something that they are interested about, they do it, they don't care about what others think when they do it, their family gets worried about them, but they still gonna go and they still gonna finna. That's an inside joke. Who gets it. They're gonna do it anyway. Like they still like have this aggressive, quote unquote, aggressiveness and ambition in their eyes, and then in their attitude, they be provoking the younglings. You know what I'm saying? That's a good old person. You know, that's how you know they spend some time in their values. Perhaps they only found out later in life, but they did, and that's good. Soul started in chat saying people be bots on automation mode instead of taking the controller and setting a purpose for their character, aka the main quest. Yeah, true, and it's imperative that you find your values. So let's see, not only create your values, because you already have those values. You don't need to find anything, right? You don't need to find shit. When it comes to your personal interests, personal insecurities, and what you value, aka Mars and Venus, it's already on you. It's in you. You came here because of those things. You came here in this shape and form because of your interests, because of what you value. Even your geographical location. Like why you were born, not specifically on the city, but in a specific culture, in a specific country, it's because your spirit valued certain stuff in that culture, or most times, and it was running away from some bullshit, or it was looking for something different to experience, something new to value, right? So what we need to find is a way to make it real, to make it useful for you and for others. And I think people don't understand that part of business, right? Business, it's not just making money, right? There is a million ways to make money, right? Real business is you making basically yourself a product, but it doesn't need to be your face on videos. It doesn't need to be your voice in songs. When I say you, is you as a spirit. So your ideas, your concepts, your values, your passions, or your frustrations. And then you create products out of that. Or you be a good team worker in something that deals with that. And you are an example for others. Oh bro, that guy is always so passionate about his work. That guy really knows how to close deals when it's about this specific part of work. Whatever, right? But you gotta build up something. You gotta take your values and your passions and motivations and make it real. And people don't understand that, right? Most people think it's just about making money and paying the bills. No, it's about making your spirituality real. That's what we are here to do. That's how we are here in the first place. Our spirit created something real, and now we do it in a bigger perspective, because your mind, your ideas, even your voice can go way further than your body, than your image, than your bones and blood cells. So when you build something that's some 11th house type shit, where you can broadcast it worldwide, for an example, you are now building a bigger body that is more than this flesh. It's flesh, but in a higher frequency and vibration. Right? Like I'm saying, it feels like they are isolated from themselves. Yeah, the old people, right? By wanting to accommodate others' expectations, kind of like a pair of used underwear. I don't know, LMAO. That's the Libra moon in conjunction that Pisces sun, Daria. Something written in business books was imagined by someone. Reusing is valuable, and creating new ways is bringing more valuable into the world. Yeah, especially right now with the internet and shit, right? It's very easy to feel like something was already done. It's really easy to feel like some things were already said. Like, for example, the gaming industry. It's very hard to create a new game genre, right? But it's easy to innovate even in little details and bring value to people in that way, you know? LMAO. So, let's take a look at what everybody's valuing right now. How are they being consistent and feeling about it? Being consistent, the sun. Feeling about it, the moon. You know? Hold on, because my hair was looking a bit better before I fixed it. I was looking a bit more watery boy. You value your purpose, you've set for yourself. You got Venus and Libra in the 4th house and Taurus in the 11th. So you feel like you value a lot more than home, family, and associations. Yeah, in the 11th house and in the 4th house. So basically, you are here to take those personal emotions and the way that you create new emotions and feelings and new purposes and broadcast it to the world in a more consistent, fixed, and realistic way. And you are here basically to support others or show others how to be consistent about their values in worldwide ways, basically. In very general ways, right? So let's see. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Marses. What are you value? How are you being consistent? And how are you feeling about those things? Let's take a look. Yoink. 6 of Cups. So you are valuing the ability or spaces that allow you to bring more power, control, and attention to your own feelings, emotions, dreams, and illusions. Or if you're on the negative side, you are trying to bring power and control to others' feelings, dreams, illusions, imaginations, pleasure, and places of comfort. So make sure to be doing this to yourself and you're alright. Let's move to Taurus. Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Scorpio Sun signs. What are you valuing? How are you being consistent? And how are you feeling about it? Reversed 10 of Pentacles. So you might be under too much reality. You might be under too much pressure. You might be under too much insecurity to realize you are the value. You are the seed. Because when the card is corrected, you a little seed in the ground, right? So you are the value. You are the one that can rise to the opportunity and create support for yourself and others. But you are misunderstanding yourself, your circumstances, your feelings and emotions, or others are misunderstanding you. And they don't understand why you're feeling so confident. Why are you feeling so insecure? Why are you feeling so stable? Why are you feeling so stubborn? Right? Because either you are on the right side or wrong side. Right side, you know you're growing up. You know you're starting a new process right now. You know you cultivating yourself. Wrong side, you are like insecure. You're not sure. You don't know what you're building towards, but that's can be used to clean the old and bring the new, right? But whatever it is, there is a lot of emotion, a lot of stress, a lot of responsibility, right? That can take you away from you seeing yourself as valuable and the value. You often eat sea salts? No, I never ate sea salts. I never did. Let's go to Geminis. Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Mercury. What are you valuing? How are you acting about it? And how are you feeling about it? There you go. Reverse justice. So you are doubtful about your value. You are doubtful how others see your value. And you are doubtful, or you might be doubtful, if even others consider you valuable, or how can you reach out into the world to get your value appreciated or done. But it's a misunderstanding. If you're going through these Geminis, you are valuable. You have values, or you feel like somebody took you away from your values, or somebody is impeding you to achieve your values. But no, all right? Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Cardinal Water. Jupiter, what are you valuing? How are you acting on them? And how are you feeling about them? There we go. 3 of Wands, Cancers. All right. That means you are valuing new awarenesses about yourself, your image, your individuality, your passion, your motivation, your aggressiveness, your frustration, your creativity, and your ability to express your spiritual belief systems. All right. So that's cool. That's good, Cancer. That's good. Let's move on to Leos. Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. That's it. What are you valuing and how are you acting and feeling about it? Yeah, what are you saying? It makes sense because the cell salts come from when you are in the womb. So the 3 months that you were not in your mama's womb, right, is the ones that you might need. Yeah, that makes sense. So 6 of Swords. For the Leos, you are valuing the ability to take power and control over your own mind, ideas, thoughts, and relationships, but you are misunderstanding this. So you might actually think you are far away from it. You might think others trying to take control over your mind, and that's not true, but you are valuing the ability to have more power and control over your own ideas, thoughts, and relationships. Just don't suffocate your relationships or anything like that, okay? Let's go to Virgos. Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, and Mercury. What are you valuing? What are you acting on it? And how are you feeling about it? Let's check it. There we go. We have 6 of Wands. So a little bit like Leos. Oh, but it's actually interesting because Leos that are fire got a more logical thing, and Virgos that are more logical, you got a more fiery, imaginative thing. So Virgos are valuing the ability to have more power and control over their imaginations, visions, spirituality, and creativity. Just make sure to not bring that to others. Don't take too much power and control over others' imaginations, visions, and creativities, but you are valuing that, the ability to have more authority over your own imaginations, creativity, and spiritual belief systems. I'm also thinking, like, if you have a stellium, it means that you have too much of the same salts, so you need to balancing out with the opposite, with the opposition cell salt. I think that makes sense. Let's move to Libras. Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising, Libra Saturn, and Libra Venus. What are you? Oh, that's it. What are you valuing? How are you feeling about it? And how are you acting on it? See, I always said what you acting first, and now I said what you feeling first, because the moon is in Libra. Let's go. Reversed Prince of Swords. So you are valuing new external ways to associate your thoughts and ideas, but you are misunderstanding or being misunderstood by that new way because it's new, so you're not sure about it, so others might also not be sure about it because they're not used to that new way, but just trust yourself and keep doing it. You feeling this? Nice, that's good. That's good. I'm always accurate. You better believe it. By the way, guys, remember to leave a like and subscribe. It's really important. Let's make this worldwide. Let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Pluto, Uranus, and Mars. What are you valuing? How are you feeling about it? And how are you acting on it? Let's check it out. Whoa! A bit of scatteredness, but it is not much. It felt right on my knee, and it was like a whole block. So not too much scattered, just a little bit, and then you catch yourself, okay? Now the reading is for Sun. No, the reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and then whatever ruler of the sign, and the exaltation as well. Because then imagine you Sun in Virgo, you're gonna be acting that card. If you Moon in Virgo, you're gonna be attracting or taking care of that. If you Rising in Virgo, you're gonna be experiencing that in your personal life. If you Mercury in Virgo, you're gonna be communicating or thinking more in those ways. So for all the Scorpios, after a little bit of scatteredness, I think it's because of the opposition to the Sun, right? It's all good, it's all good. It's almost over, Scorpios, it's almost over. The opposition is almost over, alright? There we go. Scorpios valuing their goddamn selves, yeah? That's it. Scorpios valuing deep transformations, right? Transformative circumstances. Maybe you had in the past a transformative circumstance that made you embarrassed or somebody look weird at you, but now you're valuing those things. You know what I'm saying? You're valuing deep emotions, deep feelings, deep desires, deep passions, deep frustrations. You're valuing the ability to be fixed in your own feelings, emotions, dreams, and illusions. Let's move to Sagittarius. Sag Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiter. What are you valuing? How are you acting on it? And how are you feeling about it? There we go. You need a bit more air, Sagittarius. You need a bit more logicality. You need a bit more space. You need more freshness and flexibility right now. And you got Cancer, Chariot, so we are valuing the ability to create new purposes, new spiritual destinations, new spiritual roads, and new spiritual vehicles, alright? Let's move to Capricorn. Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, and Saturn. What are you valuing? What are you acting on it? And how are you feeling about it? Yeah, Taurus season was very consistent. And to me, it was like very pleasurable as well, because I have the Taurus moon. So I felt a lot of pleasure in being very consistent. You better believe it. There we go. So Capricorns, you are valuing the ability to elevate your physical circumstances, the ability to be responsible, the ability to apply, maintain, or be into limits and boundaries. You are valuing the ability to make sense, to be realistic, but in a way that doesn't bring you or others down, in the way that doesn't suffocate you and others, so you can still have space for imaginations, you can still have space for spirituality, but in a way that makes sense and that you can build on top of it. So because you are elevating the earth element, basically, right? So if Soul Star has Capricorn moon, you are attracting, or you are valuing people, places, and things that you are attracting that have the ability to elevate yours and theirs physical circumstances. Saturn in Taurus. Let's move to Aquarius. Aquarius Sun. Aquarius Sun. Moon. Rising. Uranus. Neptune. No. Saturn and Mercury. Aquarius Neptune. Why I say that? Aquarius are a bit too much right now into grand illusions and grand imaginations. You know what I'm saying? And I've been thinking lately about how Scorpio and Aquarius are the ones with most alignments, right? Aquarius ruled by Saturn, right? Then Sun, Moon, Rising as well. Then Mercury is exalted in Aquarius, and then it's co-ruled by Uranus, right? So 6 alignments. Then Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, right? Then Mars, Pluto, Mars, Pluto, and Uranus is exalted in Scorpio as well. So those 2 signs are the only ones with 6 alignments connected to them. And it really represents because they are the most intense and individual signs, right? And they are both seen as weird or too much of something. No, everybody else just being too little. Hold on, guys. All right, we back. We back. So if you have Uranus in Aquarius, the card that comes out means how are you bringing uniqueness, individuality, newness, and rebelliousness, but in a consistent, light, fun, and communicative way. Because ain't nobody like rebellious energy if it is to rebel into a worse state, into a like nobody wants to fight to get into a dictatorship, right? You want to fight to get out of a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? That's the allegory. So let's go. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Uranus, and Saturn. What are you valuing? How are you acting on it? In this case, what lessons are you learning about acting on it? And what gifts do you have, emotionally speaking? Of course, I was a bit more detailed. I've got the fucking Aquarius stellium, bro. Of course, I was more detailed here talking about Aquarius. This shit ain't lying. This shit ain't lying. So for the Aquarius, we got reversed Princess of Wands. So Aquarius is valuing the ability to internally create new ways to deal with visions, imaginations, feelings, potential, spirituality, passion, and aggressiveness, but you might be misunderstanding yourself because you're creating this new vibe within you, and others might be misunderstanding you because they might think you're not serious enough. They might find weird this new vibe, or that might just be like unexpected from them, right? But basically it's just new vibes, new visions, new feelings, and new expressions, right? What does Mercury have to do with Aquarius? It's exalted in Aquarius, but everything, bro. Thinking, communicating, and analyzing, right? And what do Aquarius do? They think too much. They analyze too much, and they act too little. If that doesn't sound like Mercury exaltation, and they talk too, bro, Aquariuses talking themselves out of good situations. Everybody else was like, bro, I talked myself out of that shitty situation. I was about to get a ticket from that cop. I talked my shit out of that situation. Aquarius says, I was about to get some pussy. I was about to get some good dick. I talked myself out of that situation. The Aquariuses are the only ones, sometimes Geminis, but more Aquariuses that talk themselves out of good situations. Shut the fuck up. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? No. Mercury is not exalted in Virgo. It makes no sense. Like, first, Mercury already rules Virgo. So how like there is no other sign, there is no other planet that the exaltation is in the same as the ruler. It doesn't make sense, right? And then, like, because a planet ruling a sign cannot be exalted, because ruling is one thing and exaltation is another thing. Because an exaltation means doing it. I mean, Virgos also overthink, but they don't over communicate, right? Virgos also overanalyze, but they can shut the fuck up. Aquariuses don't. So Aquariuses over communicate, they overthink, they overanalyze, and they externalize way more than Virgos, right? But the main point is like, it just doesn't make sense that the exaltation is in the same sign that is being ruled, right? That makes no sense. There is no other planet like that, right? And it just doesn't make sense because one thing is that thing and another thing is another thing, right? Mercury at home in Virgo, yeah. And also, it's like the bringing like spirituality into reality. We always have two planets that rule one sign, not the moon and the sun, because they're still growing up, they're still gaining more uniqueness and individuality, right? Mars and Venus. Venus, you have Taurus and Libra, Mars, Scorpio and Aries, Jupiter, Pisces and Sag, Saturn, Uranus and Aquarius and Capricorn. So that's always the external and always the internal. So Taurus is the nighttime of Venus, and Libra is the daytime of Venus. So what that means from the Venus perspective, okay, this might sound confusing, but when we observe Venus from our position, we can assume, we have to go there to be sure, but we can assume that the sun, or its daytime when we are, it's daytime in Venus when we are facing Libra, and it's nighttime in Venus when we are facing Taurus. And if you realize, the exaltation of Venus is Pisces, which is between Libra and Taurus, and all the exaltations of the other planets are in between, right? The other signs, the night day and the daytime and the nighttime. And by default, the falling is always the same as the opposition of the rising. So what it means is the rise or the exaltation means when the sun rises, and the fall means when the sun goes down and we can't see that planet anymore. So basically, in Mercury, right, the sun rises in the 11th house, Aquarius, then it's day until Gemini. Then it's like the dawn, it's the sunset from Gemini, from like Cancer to Leo, from the 4th house to the 5th house. Then it's nighttime until Virgo, right? And then they have a huge morning over there in Mercury. And that makes sense because Mercurial signs are way less internal. They are way more external. They are way more about thinking and communicating. They are away from feminism, I mean. They are away from the internal realm. They are away from spirituality. I mean, nobody is, but they think they are. So, and that means they have a very little nighttime, right? Very little nighttime. Because then after Virgo, it starts. They have a huge morning though. They have a huge between like Libra and Aquarius is their morning, is their like sunrise or the start of the sunrise, right? So let's move to Pisces. Pisces Sun, Moon, Jupiter rising, Venus and Neptune. What are you valuing? How are you acting on it? And how are you feeling about it? Oh, Prince of Swords. Reversed Prince of Swords, the same as Libra. So you are valuing the ability... Wait, was it Prince of Swords? I think so. You are valuing the ability to create new ways to think, communicate, and analyze in a more external and mutable way. You know what I'm saying? No, Mercury is not exalted in Virgo. Mercury is exalted in Aquarius and it falls in Leo. And that makes sense, right? Because Aquariuses think, communicate, and analyze too much. And when you are being Leo-like, when you are being more self-centered, and when you are being more relatable and looking for validation, you don't think so much. You don't analyze so much. You are more expressive than communicative. So when you are more being Leo-like, you are being less Mercury-like. So in reality, yeah, Mercury is exalted in Aquarius and falls in Leo. Right? So yeah, Pisces, valuing the ability to create new ways to associate their thoughts and ideas, but you are misunderstanding that process or being misunderstood by others when you are associating your thoughts and ideas, right? Okay, guys, so it will be everything for today. If you have any questions, ask the questions. If you want a card for yourself, type in the chat right now. If you want to chop it up, let me know something. If you want to talk about a certain subject, a certain topic, right? Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're going through. Let's be more spiritual here. Let's be spiritual together. Remember to join the Discord using the links on below. Remember to leave a like and subscribe. Remember to book a reading with me as well. Remember to check Daria's YouTube channel. How you decipher the position where the planet is exalted. Basically, using what was already perceived, right? Using the other examples. And like, I'm not sure about it, right? And this is what spirituality is really about. It's you having this idea and perception, and then you make it come through. You explain it in your own way, and you're trying to make it sense. So planet is... First, I also analyzed behavioral events, right? But basically is, from our perspective, we're trying to know when the sun rises in another planet's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a... Or no, it's because it's Aquarius season, for an example, when the sun rises in the 11th house. And that's very important, right? Because that means that we are going through the 11th house. So knowing when the sun rises in a certain planet allows us to know what is their focus, or what is something that they are good and too good, quote unquote, what we use that the most for, what we pay the most attention to, what we externalize and use externally more from that planet, right? Because like when you ask somebody how do we know Venus rules Libra, right? There is no really astronomical explanation, right? Because it's spiritual first, and then we make it make sense, right? There is no way for you to know, like there is no way for you to only observe the sky without an internal knowledge and wisdom first, right? And be like, oh, Venus, shit, I was looking at the sky for 2 years, and I know Venus rules Libra, bro. Venus, when they are in Libra, bro, there is no way, right? There is no way for you to look at the sky and be like, bro, Mars rules Scorpio, man. I just saw it right there. That is like, you can't infer that from reality, externally speaking. But spiritually speaking, we have that inclination, we have that sign from ourselves, and then whoever was studying astrology for large periods of years was able to match reality with their wisdom, right? That's why I usually say astronomy makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's real, astronomy is real, but who, like, oh, we see that star over there. So what? Oh, that constellation over there, you see that shit over there? Yeah, it's there. Holy shit, don't tell me, bro. And that's why, like, astronomy ain't shit without astrology. Astrology explains us why the stars move. Astrology explains us why the stars come together to make constellations, and it explains the importance and how it influences us, right? And how do we know that the elites and the big corporations use astrology? Because they invest millions and millions of dollars in astronomy. And what they do is, they don't do astronomy, they do fucking astrology, right? Because there will be no way that NASA is taking these pictures of the sky and of the stars. There is no way they're sending spaceships out there to have no meaning, to have no wisdom. Like, what's the point, right? What's the point of mapping out the sky? What's the point of knowing that Sirius 72 moved 1 degree? Bro, what's the point? Astrology. Knowing our position, the season, knowing what type of spirits are coming into us, knowing what type of natures are we going through right now, knowing the being that we live in right now. You better believe it. Other way, there is no reason to study astronomy, bro. There is no reason to study astronomy if not astrology. Right? Right? And that's it, that's all, bro. People that be like, oh, astrology makes no sense because a planet can influence you. First, if Saturn disappears, Earth probably explodes. I'm exaggerating, but right? And then, why are these people using billions of dollars to study the sky? And they're looking for aliens, I'm sure. You the fucking alien, you moron. My astrology ain't real because the planets don't influence us. First, it's not about the planets, it's about the spirit that created the planets. Second, it's about we knowing our position and we knowing what are we going through. Because if Venus is over there and Mars is over here, right? If we know Venus is there, Mars is there, we know, oh, we fucking here. We there exactly here. And if Venus is in Libra If Venus is in the no, Venus right now is in Taurus, right? Venus is in the second house and Mars is in the first house. That means that we aligning to them, because also you have to remember we are creators, right? So, and Venus and Mars, they also are creators, right? They are major creators, and the spirit of this earth is a major creator too. So basically it's like, oh, they are in those positions, we are in this position, because if the sun is in Taurus, it means the earth is going through Scorpio. We are in Scorpio, we are in the 8th house. So those guys are creating energy, and we are creating energy, and we are mingling energies in a certain angle that can create roughness, harmony, can create a good flow of energy, can create a blockage, can create bad spirits, as in bad moods, good moods, can create heat, can create cold, can create peaceful spirits, aggressive spirits, intellectual spirits, sex-derived spirits, criminal spirits, as in they just want to do some animalistic shit. It can create some hard spirits, weak spirits, you know what I'm saying? It's the interaction between, exactly. But people that, bro, because this is one of the most common things that I hear to debunk astrology. How the planets affect us, bro. First, why do we call a sun a planet in astrology? The sun ain't a planet. The sun is a star. Why do we call it a planet? Or why do we treat it as the same as others? Because it's not about the planet or the sun itself, it's about our interactions, right? And then, bro, if you think, if Mercury disappeared right now, we would change, our seasons would change, certain animals would go crazy, other animals would go extinct, you would lose track of time basically as well. If Venus just disappeared, or if Venus changed its patterns, our life would change. If the moon disappeared, the ocean will go all crazy. So people that say, oh, the planets don't influence us, they don't know shit about the universe. Bro, why you think they fucking there then? Why you think they are in our solar system? And then there is a reason why we only study certain planets, because the others, for example, why is Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto co-rulers? Because whoever studies astrology knows they are very far away and they don't influence us as much. So planets behind them don't affect us at all. So it's true, certain planets, certain stars, they don't affect us at all. But these 7, with the moon, with these 7 ones, counting with the moon, they fucking do. They do affect us. That's why we study that shit. And the patterns and how it affects us. It's all about us. You are the center of your universe. Right? Far water cycles, yes. Right? So that argument, planets don't affect us, is the dumbest shit I've heard in my life. Because if Mars exploded right now, the Earth will go all crazy. We would change our trajectory. Animals would go crazy. Volcanoes would go crazy. Our magnetic field will change. We'll get fried up by the sun. You know what I'm saying? All these different type of shit. So the planets do affect us, but only these 7, not all the other ones that we don't even know about them, right? People understand why the sun and the moon are important to life here, so how can the rest not be? Boom, that. Well, because the sun gives us light and the moon controls the oceans. Okay, Venus controls our relationships, Mars controls your dick and pussy, Jupiter controls your imaginations, Saturn controls stability and fucking structure. Oh, but those things are not like, light is light, water is water, those things are there. Bro, how you get your dick hard? With some desires. That's there. Oh, how do you have a new idea or how you get out of bad situations with the fucking imagination. It's fucking there, it's real. How do you make business with good relationships, speaking real good? It's fucking there. Because everything that is physical came from the spirit, and these more aberrant, these more non-tangible things, right? They are real. You can touch them, you can see them, but I'm sure you get stressed out when somebody says some shit about your looks. I'm sure you're stressed out when you have an imagination and you feel you can communicate that with your peers. So shut the fuck up. It's seasons, lunar cycles, it's astrology, bitch. Your clock is astrology. Why do you have 12 numbers in your clock? 12 houses. 12 months, 12 houses. 12 signs. 12 disciples of Jesus Christ, 12 houses, 12 signs. Bitch. And, bro, I'm channeling here the spirit of Archangel Uriel. Bitch. You better believe it. Shout out to all the real people out here. Understanding the cycles, understanding the nature, understanding where we came from, where you're going next, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know these things, when you die, you're gonna be a fucking cow, you're gonna be a fucking cockroach, you're gonna be a fucking cat dying in the side of the road. You gotta know where you come from, you gotta know where you are, so you know where you go to. 12 cell salts, right? Months have 30 days roughly, because there is 30 degrees in every season. Right. I like that. Bitch. Gotta be aggressive sometimes. To show others that you know. That's the Emperor card. Aries. You know what? You gotta create the empire. You gotta show them you know what you're doing. You the ruler over here. You can't attack my imaginations. You can take over my wisdom and knowledge. It's mine, bro. And you gotta be aggressive so other spirits know what you're talking about. Right? Look, Aries, the Emperor. You create that empire. You rule that empire. You administrate that empire. You better believe it. Right? Okay, so 7 days, 7 planets, 7 chakras. Bitch. Why do we have a week, bro? Why do we have years? Why do we have weeks? Why 7 days? Why 7? Why not 10, 20, 30? Why we have 12 months? Why not 24 months? Why not, I don't know, just a linear time frame? Why do we have a repetitive time frame in a circle, which is a fucking zodiac? The 7 notes. Like, come on. It's too obvious. It's too obvious, bro. Yeah, 7 water cycles, 7 different levels of frequency and vibration, 7 different levels of density. So when we say 7 waters, it's not water as the water you drink. It's to exemplify the difference in density, and everything is organized in density. I have a video about that. If you put different liquids with different densities, they will organize themselves. The more dense on bottom and the less dense on top. And the science says density is representing the amount of how much entity can be in the same space. So less dense materials can take more spirits without occupying so much space. They are lighter, more efficient. More dense materials, they take less spirits and they occupy more space. That's why when somebody's dumb, you say, you dense motherfucker. You take so much hardware, but you can't compute it, right? You dense motherfucker. You can't get through stuff, people can get through you, but the point is, it's self-organizing, right? So when we say 7 water and 7 cycles is us understanding that there is different levels of frequency and vibration, different levels of density, and we know that different frequencies and vibrations create different outcomes, right? You can be passionate or mad. It's the same, it comes from the same place, but it's two very similar but different frequency and vibrations, right? And when you are passionate, you can make somebody scared, but if you're passionate, they fuck with you. When you're mad, you make somebody scared, they don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. Yeah, the 7 C's, the fucking 7 C's. You better believe. And there is that music, I travel the 7 C's, right? That's them knowing some spirituality. That's them knowing some astrology. Right? That's some real shit, bro. That's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So there is no excuses for people. What will be the best way to use different planets in music? I have no idea. I don't know. I think that's already too much la la landish. You know what I'm saying? The best way to use planets in music is you being your goddamn self, and you're using the different abilities in the best way possible. You know what I'm saying? Alright, everybody, it's going to be everything for today. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for the live. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions. A whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Remember to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, book a reading with me via email, IG, Discord, or the comments down below. See you next time. Believe in yourself, believe in all possibilities, and always remember, the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. See you next time.